we were making fun of Chris Brown earlier. I saw a documentary on Netflix about Chris Brown, and I really enjoyed it, I have to say, because Chris Brown has been so demonized.
Yeah.
And I will say, for anybody listening who currently is clicking away and hitting thumbs down on this video, that, you know, a lot of the things that Chris Brown did, I don't agree with. But one of the things he said in this documentary was, you have to imagine, I was 15 years old. I went from nothing to a multimillionaire.
Exactly.
Everywhere I went, nobody told me no.
Right.
I could get into any club in the world. People paid for everything. If I even mentioned I thought Ferraris were cool, they'd open the dealership in the middle of the night for me, and I could drive whatever. So how can you not? It's like a child actor, you know, who
Justin Bieber.
Right. It was exactly right. So how can you possibly get a sense of normal when you had a video that got 14,000 views in a day and 65,000 views in a month, or whatever it was you said? I'm not putting that down. That's awesome. Imagine if that would have made you $100 million,
right.
and you would have gone from, and you're obviously a really nice guy, but all of a sudden you're the hottest thing literally in the world because of the way we're all connected.
Right.
That would, even the most sane person of 20 or however old you were, that it's bound to spin your head. How could it not?
100%. Yeah, no, and that's the thing. I think that why I'm actually grateful for the process taking longer than what I originally planned for. I would have not been okay at that time. You know, I was still coping with a lot of stuff. And I like the point that you brought up, because I'm a huge fan of Chris Brown's music, his art. I mean, he's one of the most talented human beings on the planet, in my opinion. He can act, he can rap, he can sing, he can dance, he does everything live. But I had a hard time with that too, because a lot of the women in my family have dealt with domestic violence.
Yeah.
One of my aunts, her face was broken because her husband had beaten her so bad. So, you know, it's very, very hard sometimes too to remove the art from the artist. But I think we have to start remembering that these people are human too.
Right.
Because the same people who are pointing fingers have never dealt with this, and a lot of them have done things that really aren't that far off from what these celebrities are doing. And I just don't believe in people being held to these crazy standards. They're like, well, you have this money, it's your responsibility. No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. Or like Conor McGregor, another scenario where you have a guy who, you know, goes from being a little guy in Scotland trying to make it big and then becomes the greatest fighter in the world at one point, you know? If you have already certain tendencies before you're big, and Kendrick Lamar said this one time, I think it was his Rick Rubin interview. He's like, I view, basically, once you become famous or once you get money, you are who you are magnified times 10. So it's like there may even be some things that seemed like they were right under the surface, and then right when you get exposed to everything, they come out and they're magnified.
Right.
So I try not to fault people. I do think we do have to start having, you know, and I think our culture is shifting that way. People are being accountable for the things that they do. But cancel culture is really big right now, and it's tough because you have like scenarios where people are 14 when they tweet something, and then they get condemned for it when they're 20 or 30 or whatever, you know what I mean? And it's like, we can't deny the fact that people evolve, you know what I mean? I'm a big believer in, like, you know, if somebody's the way they are at 25, that's probably how they're going to be forever, unless there's like a conscious choice to change or trauma. But I don't know. We've got to start giving a little bit of leeway and also being supportive of these people. Like, I understand you can ruin your reputation, a good reputation, in 5 seconds, but at the same time, I do questionable shit all the time.
Everybody does.
Everybody does.
Yep.
Exactly. So it's like, I don't know, the cancel culture stuff has got to be a little bit more lenient. I think, like, when it comes to scenarios like sexual assault or rape, like stuff like that, like, you know, throw them away. I'm not here for any of that, but we have to start I don't know, being a little bit more forgiving of people when they make certain mistakes, or understanding who they are as individuals and weighing them on that scale instead of condemning them. Like, you know, like if it's like my uncle beating up my auntie or something like that, I understand you come from a certain place, but I'm going to view it a little bit differently, and I'm going to take it a little bit more, or a lot more harsh than if it was, you know, a celebrity. And I try to just view everybody as they are and give them their own scale instead of putting everybody on the same one, you know?
Yeah, you make some really good points. You actually took the words right out of my head because we're obviously we're on the same brain. When you was talking about it, I was going to ask you what you thought about cancel culture because it bothers me, and I agree with you. There are levels, and we don't have royalty in America. So our royalty have become the celebrities, and we expect them, and the English royalty have their own share of problems, you know, but it's everybody breaks up with somebody. Everybody says stupid shit. Everybody, you know, goes out to the supermarket dressed like shit. The difference is that if I, Adam Woods, do that, nobody cares. Even if I look terrible, no paparazzi are following me. Right. Nobody really gives a shit. But if you're Justin Timberlake and you come out of the gym and your hair is messed up because you've been sweating, you got 1,000 pictures of you that people are selling, right. And you know, and then it's so tough. And I've obviously never been famous, and I probably never will be. But when you hear the paparazzi and they're like, he's just walking down the street and like Justin, he goes, like, fuck you,
dude, right? Exactly.
And then the headline with the picture is Justin Timberlake says fuck you. He doesn't like his fans.